Hey guys, so today I'm going to do a grease trap maintenance. So as we're moving away from the labor power to make this training more accessible for everybody, just basically started to do all of these things myself. Zoya's helping with her things, and so yeah, that's the basket. It's pretty full, it's pretty ugly. We haven't been cleaning it every week since I'm doing it myself. It's been about 6 weeks and it's full of gunk. I use the tray to carry it on so it doesn't drip all over the place because the stuff stinks. And that will be the special tray that will be just for carrying this. Basically it got so full that the water drops in, and you see on the sides here all the fats and everything got stuck. I'd actually use a thicker mesh. This mesh is just too small. But if this is blasted through with high pressure water, it's basically I'm doing it on a corner of my property away from everything, and then I'm gonna put a bit of soil over where I've been doing the washing of it. Maybe a good idea would be to do a little excavation and rinse it in this excavation. It's pretty yucky, but it's got to be done at least once a month. And obviously those little screens that I showed you in the kitchen sink, the little mesh screens, they're very, very important, because if I wasn't using those, I'd have this thing fill up in a few days, because there's obviously all the big pieces are falling through. As it is, sometimes they've managed to fall through, but this is just the small stuff, and it's, you know, coffee, lots of just stuff from pans and plates and yeah. So I'm bringing a high pressure hose. First I'm gonna give it a few hits. That's it. Wasn't so bad. The basket is gonna work again, the mesh is clear, and let's go and install it inside the box. And I can just show you the box. It's already been operating about 2.5 years, so yeah, it's still working well. The water is draining into the garden. Basically, if we don't rinse this basket out, there is a trench where there is a 40 mil pipe running through at the bottom, this wide trench, this high, and at the bottom is a pipe, and this trench is filled with logs and sticks, and this pipe will eventually be blocked up by all the pieces. And then you have to dig out the whole pipe and clean it out and reinstall it back again. We're trying to avoid that. We're trying to let the system, our permaculture system, run as long as possible without maintaining it. And that's why we're cleaning this basket, so the pieces don't go into this trench. Oh, and there's my food forest garden with the whole spiral. The water is going in there, so if you're wondering why the water is just running and this gunk, basically this is amazing feed for the food forest garden, because also we're using natural detergents for the kitchen, so I've got no problem with this water entering the food forest spiral and feeding the garden. Okay, so here's the grease trap. I've got this little fish thing, and these are the fats. This is the fats and the yucky stuff. I've never actually maintained this in many years. It's pretty yucky. So we've got the bricks so the basket doesn't fall through. Although if you get the right size basket, you shouldn't do that. The idea with this plate is that it keeps the fats separated. That's why, you see, there shouldn't be these gaps. I think this box deformed a bit. It's something else to consider, because this needs to be no gap here, so this needs to be actually glued in, so the fats basically stay on top here and they don't go to that section, and that section is where we take the water. It's a T-piece here with one pipe going on the top and one pipe going on the bottom. The water goes in through the bottom because the fats always stay on top. So the pipe, there is a hole at the bottom here, okay, because it's a T, yeah, letter T. So the water goes from underneath and throughout, and this is the air, so it sucks in the air as well, so the water can flow nicely, doesn't create a vacuum or something. Yeah, so this plate needs to be glued in, and if it's proper stays here, then the fats stay on this side, and then I can just get them out like this. There's the blue basket. It goes in. You see, it's supposed to stay on top, but sometimes when it gets full of gunk, it just drops in. So that's how it's supposed to be, and this is the main. It does have a bit of a smell, quite a bit, because it's considered as black water. So that's why I've got a lid. You close it and there's no more smell. Just so you know, the kitchen is right here, and the kitchen water just goes in, and then I have that valve there that I can turn it and take it to sewer, but I'm completely disconnected off the sewer now, so I can't put anything down that drain. So the valve is actually for me not necessary, but for your system, for authorities, you'd have the valve to show that you can go to sewer should this fail. Just so you see in the light, this is 3 years of fats and gunk. This is how it condensed almost into hard stones. It's quite slimy and ugly, but that's what comes out of our kitchen. That's why it's considered as black water. And earth ships from Taos, New Mexico no longer put kitchen water with their grey water, because grey water is not nearly as deathly. It's just a bit of soap on our skin. This is kitchen water. This is black water, but in our case we're actually sending it straight to the trench. Let me show you where it goes. Out of that grease trap there is this pipe. I don't know if you'll see it. There it is. Okay, it's a black pipe, 40 mil. So we drain kitchen water, goes through this grease trap. The bits and pieces get caught in the basket, the fats get caught in a black box. There we go. Yeah, so the grease trap water goes through there, underneath, and it goes into this trench. There's a trench here. Right underneath my feet is all these sticks, which is now all these mulch composted into soil. So you don't fill it with soil. It's all sticks. So when it's all compost, eventually I'll have to dig it out. But the trench runs like this. And it's all sweet potato here. And it's quite loose, so you'll walk on it like a trampoline. It will bounces, boom, boom. Can't even see it, but basically, there, I'm stepping on it. So it's all filled with sticks. Between this log and that log, there's a trench. And look how the sweet potatoes are attacking it. So this is, they're all fed. The sweet potatoes, so there's that white pipe. Underneath it is a black pipe that comes into the trench, and it feeds this whole trench here. Okay, and the sweet potatoes are enjoying that kitchen water, and obviously it seeps through the rest of the garden that goes all the way there. And just whilst I'm here, mulch, so we keep on bringing leaves. We found a park that somebody throws all their leaves. There was a cycle race, so they separate the road with these things. I brought about 15 straw bales of this for free. Thank you very much. Every cycle race once a year I grab straw bales. And of course, driving on the road, people are cutting lawn, whoopa, you grab it along. Always. This is diamonds. 1/3 green, 1/3 brown, and 1/3 soil, and a dead rat makes a fantastic compost. Berkeley's method. Check out Berkeley's method. Compost in 17 days. There's the biochar filter, which is all covered, so I don't have the rain going in there. And got drinking water here from biochar. So that's the pool. The pool water is coming in, which are natural wetland pool. You can see this trench. It gets all the way from the pool. I'll show it to you next time or soon. When I basically, if I open this, the water runs out. So that's just me testing and letting the air out, and then it delivers into the biochar filter, which is one of the ways that you can feed a biochar filter. Of course, another one is to feed it through water tank. And then I don't know why I'm showing you all of this, but just excited to show you. There's another biochar filter, and that is fed through this water tank. Remember all my videos? And I finally got it waterproofed. Check it out. 16,000 liters of water. Fantastic. Not the best water because I'm catching off thatch, hence I've got the pockets, and hence I'm building this wetland to circulate this water, because thatch water from the grass roof is the worst. Look how much grass I have falling down, so it's the worst water you can catch. But hence I've got the little leaf catchers here, and they catch some of it at least. And then I'll be activating some flow forms. This is a wicking bed which basically got plastic lining inside, and there is water at about this level. Yeah, so it's constantly wet. Awesome for propagation of cuttings, seedlings. You just stick them in there, it's always moist. And I'll do the rest of the tour another time, but this is actually a grease trap. But just wanted to show you the garden in the current state, that it's pumping. It's really, all this rubbish, all this compost, all this mulch I've been bringing is starting to pay off. Really starting to pay off. It's looking amazing. So in some places I'm running irrigation. There's a drip irrigation line I've ran, which I'll connect it still and buried under. It's just a recent project. There's the dripper coming in, and I'll dig it underground. Just laid it through. There it is. So I hope you enjoyed listening to this lesson. So it's one of the grey water recycling systems, kitchen water straight to landscape, and this grease trap allows this water go to straight to landscape. We have a creation of this in our complimentary webinar, and of course we have a full training. And for those students that are in the training, thank you for watching. Yeah, check out Abundance of Water masterclass, it's all there, and I'm obviously adding this lesson in there as well. All the best.